2014, 2015, 2016 internet was just dog shit if you were a leftist, okay? Straight up. Like, most of you guys are unfamiliar with this stuff because you were either on 4chan at the time or were too young to remember, which is fine. Everything was just SJW's own. Guys, every single content creator, beloved content creators that were considered apolitical at the time were iDubbbz, Ethan, like all of those guys were apolitical. They were all participating in the SJW own compilations. You have no idea how the internet was. We're talking Gamergate. Yeah, PewDiePie. We are 100% not as bad, but we are definitely in that pocket. We're talking like pre-BreadTube, okay? BreadTube didn't even fucking exist at this point. It was barely beginning. Like H-Bomber guys, Sean, ContraPoints. These are all inventions of like 2015, 2016 era internet. Like that's when a lot of content creators started popping up and gaining momentum rather. You're forgetting a lot of the main players at the time because at the time, many of you were either too young to remember or didn't care about it or were literally in that group, in that wheelhouse. But like the Sargon of Akkad's of the world, the JonTron, like JonTron was a literal fucking meme guy. And yet his politics were just insanely reactionary. Okay. iDubbbz is another great example as well. There was a lot of people at that time that were like insanely reactionary while simultaneously presenting themselves as like apolitical. Here's the thing. What has happened since then? A lot of those guys have changed their politics. Some have completely died out and there's nothing remaining of the sort. Some of those guys and their politics changed dramatically. The era has 100% shifted back to that. There isn't as much like momentum and mobilization on the annoying like radlib radfem side of that pipeline, but there is certainly a lot of growing momentum around content creators that are doing like centrist content, but a big chunk of their coverage revolves around like yelling at leftists. It's weird. A big chunk of it is like almost inherently anti-communist, openly anti-socialist. I don't know. Exclusively shitting on leftists, kind of weird. Every now and then you sprinkle a little bit of debating right-wingers, but then you go back to your bread and butter and consistently talk about how the left is the real problem in a country where Donald Trump might win an election again. I'm just saying, boss, I do miss the Dudu Bennett reacts. I mean, is there a Dudu Bennett type content creator on the Republican side? I feel like Republicans are kind of washed too in this process. I'm not even kidding. I think like where is there an area of momentum? I feel like maybe debate content pops off on TikTok in short bursts, and that's pretty much it. Beyond that, the political sphere is dry as hell. That's why all these fucking losers on the progressive side are constantly trying to fucking spark drama. There really isn't anything. It's just red pill guys. Like Nelk Boys, Aiden Ross, all of Kick. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that's not politics, brother. That's just like a bunch of fucking morons, you know? And that's still drama. You're just describing drama. Crowder, great example, just deleted his entire fucking Twitter. What does Crowder have? He has nothing. He dropped the bag on a $50 million deal. He had a very public divorce. He's got nothing going on. Ben Shapiro, I rarely hear about. I rarely hear about even Matt Walsh. Where are the conservative commentators? Where are they popping off? Who are the new names? Who is the new like Caitlin Bennett style conservative commentator? There is not really a lot of momentum on the Republican side. This guy's the new face of debates.
LGBTQ rights or economic stability.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this guy's an apolitical content creator, right? Like he's just doing memes on TikTok. That's what he does.
Both? You need to pick one.
Like not this guy, not the atheist legend. How many of these losers you made a video on are even relevant now?
You're kind of a guy with some of the
telling people not to arch their backs and
upsetting.
Well, oblivious.
Upsetting.
Yeah. Like, do these guys still make content? I mean, they do, but does the content have any sort of prescient, any sort of like momentum? Not like the peak. Jordan Peterson has fallen off. And I also, as a consequence of that, have fallen off as well, for the record. Tommy Lauren is completely done. But I genuinely don't know. Who would you say are the biggest right-wing content creators? I don't know. I mean, I guess like the Ben Shapiros of the world still are. But I mean, even look at their numbers. Like, they don't do that well. Ben Shapiro has 6 million subscribers. He has 6 million subscribers, and his videos are like barely hitting 200K. That's insane. This video has 27K views, bro. The second black president. Ben Shapiro destroys 2024 Golden Globes. Like every now and then he bangs on cultural commentary from a conservative perspective. But look at how awful these numbers are. He's interviewing the likes of The Critical Drinker. Do you think that this is good? Matt Walsh, sitting at 2.8 million subscribers, 66K views, 51K views, 110K, 61K views. This is the most dink couple I've ever seen. 235K views. Every now and then he hits big. Why Joe Coy will never be Ricky Gervais. Like, a little bit of cultural commentary, but these guys used to hit millions, dude. Center-left content is popping off, I think. It's where I'm hearing a lot of conservative rhetoric. I think that center-left content is not necessarily popping off, but drama content from a center-left perspective that just exclusively makes itself busy with like whatever the fuck is going on with socialism, no matter how small, that's what's popping off. But center-left is not popping off overall. This is really, really, really interesting. It's really interesting to see. Views are down everywhere. I think a lot of people have just sucked into TikTok. I guess the one person that's like doing relatively well in the conservative sphere, people are saying, is Brett Cooper, which is shocking because she was like an unknown entity with a tremendous amount of backing from the Republicans at Daily Wire. And she's actually doing decently well. Our culture despises self-respecting women. It's all cultural stuff. Weight loss. Is it willpower or Ozempic? TikToker caught digging tunnels under her house. This is all like cultural, lifestyle, TikTok coverage, all of that from a right-wing slant, okay? And it is doing fairly well. A day in my life living in Budapest. Gen Z is prepping for the year of chaos. And that's it. It seems like she is the only person I'm seeing on the conservative side that's like actually doing decently well. Reactionary content is more specific, e.g. Manosphere, and there's way more creators now than back in the day. Single successful stories aren't needed because their ideas are more mainstream. Yeah, I think that a lot of right-wing commentary is like relegated to the supposedly middle of the ground centrist content creators. There's a lot of like centrist content creators that do like center right commentary, specifically attacking like socialists or leftists or whatever. It's like a lighter version of like, I'm actually kind of liberal myself, or I'm like an apolitical guy, but I really fucking hate these left-wing guys, you know? They're really, really weird, huh? Like, there's a lot of stuff like that out there that kind of bang, but it's usually not done on the boundaries of politics, but instead done on like, this guy kind of sucks, doesn't he? Like, look at his vibes. His vibes are really off. The true problem with the right and liberal America is that no one believes in anything. They just want to argue over problems that don't exist. And of course, material problems in the background go unsolved, despite them being massively popular in terms of what matters. Culture war distraction shit. It's funny too, because conspiracy people love to call shit a distraction and then engage in these discourses. Oh yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but I do think that it's happening at a time when like there's not a lot of interest in politics at all, regardless, and that's it. That's why I do sometimes, and I will say this very earnestly, very honestly, I do sometimes feel like I'm oblivious to what is like going on in the world of conservative commentary. It does legitimately feel far away. I don't know. And all the guys that I do know, they're kind of washed.